Yo, this is Nev Lapwood, snowboardaddiction.com. We're here today at Showcase Snowboards in Whistler, Canada. It's one of our local board shops, has a great selection of boards. This video is all about how to choose a snowboard and what you should be looking for. Get things started. Brand and graphics are not that important. Most major snowboard brands today are producing pretty good boards. When it comes to graphics, pick something you like. This is going to be your board, so you might as well think it's rad. What is important is size and the type of board. Now, what size board do you want? When it first comes to getting a board, most boards have some kind of manufacturer's recommendations on the bottom where you can look at your height and weight and see what they're recommending you to ride. The thing you have to decide is whether you want to be on a slightly shorter board or on a slightly longer board. A slightly shorter board is generally good. They're more playful, they're a bit softer, they're very forgiving, very good for cruising around, hitting small to medium park features, easy to butter on. A longer board is generally a bit stiffer, more stable at high speeds, gives you a little bit of stability landing big jumps, very good for free riding, riding power. Beginner to intermediate riders, I recommend a slightly shorter board. They're fun, they're playful, you're going to have a good time out there on the mountain. To give you an example of what I ride, I'm 145 pounds, 5'9". When I'm riding the park, I ride a 154 centimeter board, comes up approximately to my chin. When I'm out free riding and riding power, I ride a 157 board. It's a bit longer, it's a bit stiffer, it's more aggressive. Now, the width of your snowboard only really matters if you've got big feet. If you've got a size 10 or 11 or smaller, you're going to be okay on most boards. If you've got a size 12, 13, 14 foot, you're going to need to get a wide board. If you don't, you're going to find that your toes and heels are hanging off the edges of your board, and when you're turning, they can dig into the snow and be really annoying. What type of board do you want to ride? There's basically three types of board. You got traditional camber boards, you got reverse camber boards, and you've got a combination, a mixed camber board. Now, this diagram shows what a traditional camber board is. If you lie it down on the ground, you can see it raising off the ground. You can push down into the board and it will flex back. A regular camber board generally has the best pop, the best edge hold, the best stability, they're very responsive. A lot of advanced riders and pro riders choose to ride camber boards because of the feedback that it gives you. The rocker, which is a reverse camber board, is the opposite to camber, is generally softer. They're really good for presses, they're very easy to butter. You're going to find when you're riding around that you catch less edges riding a reverse camber board. They're very forgiving, they're great for learner snowboarders. Some people who also like reverse camber are people who ride exclusively on rails because they're very soft, very easy to press. The third type of boards are your mixed camber boards, combination of traditional camber and reverse camber. These are very common. Most of the boards you find in board shops today are probably some kind of combination of cambers. What they're trying to do is board companies are trying to get the best of both worlds, try to make an all-round snowboard. If you're a beginner intermediate rider and you don't know what you want, maybe look at getting a mixed camber board. They're very popular these days. What shape of board do you want to get? More or less there's two main types of shapes. You've got twin boards and you've got directional boards. A twin board is identical on both ends. If you're heavily into freestyle and you're doing all the park features, you're trying to ride as much switch as you're riding regular, then definitely get yourself a twin board because it's going to ride the same in both directions. If you ride mostly in one direction or you do a lot of free riding, a lot of power, then you might prefer a directional board. Now, a directional board you can still ride switch on. I ride a directional board when I'm riding power, but I still ride it switch as well. Just want to touch quickly on girls' boards. Girls are generally a little bit shorter than us, lighter, don't have the same muscle mass and have smaller feet. So girls' boards are designed for females. They are generally a bit softer, they're a bit thinner, they're a bit smaller. If you're a girl, you might as well pick yourself up a girls' board. It's going to make it more fun out there for you riding. Now, this video is just to give you an overview of the types of boards, what size you should be getting, what you should be looking for in terms of your camber or reverse camber. I hope it gives you some information so that when you go into a shop, you've got an idea of what you're looking for and you can understand some of the information the shop guys are giving you. This is Nev Lapwood, snowboardaddiction.com. Peace.